Hi, I'm Jamie with Scissors and Crayons, and I've had some requests on my phonics slides. I showed you how to build them. I will link that YouTube video below, but I also want to show you something that I've made so that I can easily put in what I want to teach. Now, I use Saxon Phonics and I use Haggerty Phonics, and I use those ideas to build these slides. So let me show you what I have. These are some of the skills that we would use in our lesson. And I want to show you how you can put it into your lesson. Because we are virtual, I am doing presentations. I want to show you this one. So in the decoding and encoding file, I want to show you, I'm going to grab these three words. I want to put them into my presentation. So all you have to do is you'll grab them. Yeah. I want to put it up here. Put them in there. And then whenever you use these, you always do it from slideshow because they have movement. Because I'm trying to put as much movement as possible for my students so they can stay engaged. So for example, on this one, it is hop. So what are the sounds in hop? And we're going to segment and stretch out those sounds. And I would go, ah, hop. And I would do it again. And then I would say, okay, let's spell it. Ah, and I had them write it out that day. So you can have them do it in different ways. So that's how you insert it into your slideshow or your presentation that you're doing. But let me show you what is in these Kinderphonics slides. These can help you get ideas of what you might want to try with your students. So like I said, you always want to do it from slideshow mode. So I have what you're supposed to do on the slide here. So on this one, they're doing beginning sounds. And I would say, okay, what's the beginning sound for carrot? Carrot. And they would say, k. They don't have to say C. You could take the C out if you don't want to put it in there. I've left it in there just kind of as another just movement of, and I have them give me the sign for it because we do sign language in my class as well. In this one, I do have beginning and ending sounds. I haven't put in middle sounds yet. I'm going to be building into this file as I go through the semester. So I'll add some middle sounds and I'm going to add some more ending sounds as well. So the ending sounds are going to move the same way as the beginning sounds. So for the rhyming, I have two versions right now. I have where I would read the word bag, lag. We're looking at the ending sound, ag, ag. Are they the same? Yes or no? And they would give me thumbs up, thumbs down. The other kind I have is where they will be telling me a rhyming word. So for example, I'd say pan. What is a word that rhymes with pan? Looking at that ending sound, and then they would have to come up with something like man or can that would rhyme with pan. So those are the rhyming ones. So the other one is syllables, where they are going to be clapping or counting out the syllables. They would see a picture of sandwich. How many syllables? Let's clap it out. Sandwich. How many syllables? 2. So however you want to do your syllables, but it gives them an image and then the number of how many syllables that are there. So in this one, there's a couple of things that I have about sentences. On this first one is they're counting the words in the sentence, so then they're aware that the sentences are made up of words. So you look at the picture and you can even have them say, okay, let's come up with a sentence that goes with this picture, or you can use the sentence that I've provided. So the blanket is red. Let's count how many words. The blanket is red. Let's check it. The blanket is red. So this is another one that you can be used where you're counting the words. The other one is just decodable sentences. This is just something I threw in because I like to put in the sentence now and again for students to read, where I would just display it. Okay, Lila, read the sentence. A dog, it got hot. And we talk about the capitals, we talk about the periods and the spaces, but they're words that they can sound out and read. Another skill that I teach in kindergarten and phonics is encoding and decoding words. So when we look at these ones here, I've been working on reading blends, a consonant and vowel put together and reading the blends. So they would read this as la. I have them read the blend first and then I'll throw on the end. So then they learn when they're reading that they can cover up parts of the word if they can't read it just by sight. You know, they can cover up part of it and figure it out and decode it. So this would be la, p. You would go leg, leg. That's what the students would do with that. It just makes it easier for them and it makes them feel really successful. We've been working on encoding right now, where we are segmenting the word into its parts. So I give them the word, okay, hop. We're going to listen to all the sounds we hear in the word hop, and we're going to stretch them out. Ah, you have all those three sounds. Then we're going to put the letters that go with that sound. Ah. And for my students, like this past Friday, they wrote it out as we were doing this and then showed it to me on the screen. You can do this in person as well, where they're segmenting and putting the words together. So here's another example real quick. Pop. Ah. Pop. Ah. It helps them whenever they're writing that they can sound out the words and putting all the sounds that they hear in the word. So in this file, it's about consonant blends, taking the two consonants where they're putting together and making that blend. So this first activity is where I would say the blend, and then they would tell me what two sounds do they hear in that blend. For example, I have bowl. What are the two sounds you hear in bowl? And so I could call on a student, what's the first sound here? B. What's the second sound? Oh, bowl. We could go over that and maybe some words that start with a bowl, like blow or bling. The other part of the consonant blends file is where they write or say the letters in the word. So for example, I show the picture. The word is slide. What did you hear at the beginning? Slide. So then they're isolating that consonant blend and then giving me the letters that make that sound. Slide. Oh. So that's what they do on this one. This is going to be something I'm going to build upon as we go on. Right now it's all the S blends in there. So on this, I put part one. I haven't put part two of the compound words, but what this one is we're taking the word and then we're breaking it apart. I talk about what a compound word is, give them that definition, and then I give them an example, and then we break our compound words apart in this version. So the word is doghouse. What are the two words you hear in doghouse? Dog, house. Those are the two words you hear in doghouse, so they're breaking it apart. So that's what this section is. The next section that I will be adding, I haven't gotten to it yet, is wherever I'm taking two pictures where they come together to make that compound word. The two words come together to make the compound word, like doll, house, dollhouse. But this one, we're breaking it apart. So I will add that one also later. So those are the files I have right now that are ready to go in my Kinder Phonics unit. I will link it below if you're interested in getting it, but I hope it helps you get ideas of what you can teach your students and help them to be better readers. Be sure to hit the bell so you don't miss any new content I put out about my Kinder virtual classroom. I will link below the video on how to build your own slides and a link to the slides that I have created.